Welcome to Captive Conversations. I'm your host, Adam from Captive Wi-Fi. Join us as we dive into behind-the-scenes stories of hospitality leaders exploring tech, operations, and marketing through the eyes of the experts. Let's get the inside scoop together.
Episode 11. We're finally on the other side of 10. Today I had the pleasure of having Lawrence from Piggy, head of partnerships, I guess, and runs the UK. Their head office is in the Netherlands. They've been creating a storm over here with their integrations and their tools. We talked about his route into hospitality. We talked about his life as a DJ and that side, and also the changes of what happened with a very standard open loyalty system that was created by the three founders. Who went on the ground to just get this amazing platform out and turning it into a unique platform for customers to use for their automation and marketing. So really excited to listen to this one. We work quite closely with Piggy and others and have lots of shared clients. So it was a really nice side-by-side chat. I hope you enjoy this one, episode 11. Okay, hi everyone. This is episode 11. I can't believe we passed number 10, which is crazy. But on the other side of 10 is 11, and I have the pleasure of introducing an amazing man. His name's Lawrence. He works at Piggy. Actually, I will talk about something else in a minute. But Lawrence from Piggy, I'm going to get him to wave to the camera because there's the camera there. Give everyone a wave who can see, because this is going live on YouTube as well. Not live. This is going on YouTube. So you should be honoured for it to be going on there. Obviously, we'll do some snippets too for you. But Lawrence and Piggy, we've worked together for, I think, a year and a bit now?
A little less, I think.
It feels longer. Lawrence is my brother like from another mother. So I know it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And Piggy is an all-around amazing loyalty CRM gift card platform, which we will talk into later. But welcome. Thank you for coming. And that's for you. What we're going to do is I like to do a little bit of an intro. So you're a bit cooler than me, so you can do whatever movements you want. But I'm going to do a bit of my intro now. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. I did the scratching just for you. That was good, right?
It's very good.
I'm getting there. This is my little DJ setup.
Yes.
Yeah. I just don't have Serato in front of me. But we'll talk about that later. Okay.
You have more buttons than me.
Really?
Yeah. I just use play and cue.
You just like the scratch. You like that one, don't you? I was going to add some more. I had planned. We'll talk about this later because people are going to get confused. Okay, so we're going to talk about lots of different things. But the questions from the last guest was, if you could choose to be any animal, and this was from Aaron from Incentivio, if you could choose to be any animal, what would it be?
Oh, that's the one question I didn't really thought about, because I thought you were going to ask me about the food.
No, that's afterwards.
Oh, shit. Okay. He sent me 2 questions and I missed one of them. Okay, an animal. Mm-hmm. This is going to be like an answer that I later think, I should have said that, because that would be much more funny. But okay, so when I see a cat, like a house cat, I'm like, what a life, right?
Yeah.
And they're like very athletic, and they're very smart, and they can hunt, but they don't do shit all day. But they are, so they have a lot of potential, but they don't use it. Yeah. I love that idea.
Yeah, lots of potential.
A lot of potential, but sleep for 22 hours.
Yeah.
And still people love you.
And so athletic, which means you keep the body.
Yeah, we're doing nothing.
Yeah.
So that's my ideal situation. It's kind of improv, but I think I agree with myself. So doing nothing, but everybody thinks you have great potential and you don't lose any muscles or anything. You just.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's good.
Yeah, but it's so far from reality for.
But that's the idea of the question. So it's all good.
Yeah, no, I mean being like a human being is like the other way around.
Well, listen, if you're a CEO and you're sitting on top of the level, you're going to the gym every day, you're picking bits and bobs what you do. So, when you set up your next business, you sit at the top of the ladder and you set your schedule. I don't do anything all day. I have a team around me. There was a Instagram post about entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs will sit there every day and they'll think of all the tasks to do throughout the day, and then they'll plan those tasks. And then they got a CEO will sit on top of that and go, I'm going to employ 6 people to do that work, so we can do and do more. So you could potentially, if you've got the great ideas, you could sit back, do the...
Yeah, maybe after a year or 20 or 30, right? Yeah, but
true.
now it's like you work 22 hours, nobody cares, and the cat is like sleep for 24 hours, everybody loves you.
I get that. I'm with you. That would be nice. Okay, what would be your last meal on Earth?
Okay, that's easy because in Holland we have a dish. I'm from the Netherlands, so if you wonder why my accent is very funny, it's because I'm Dutch. I just came from Amsterdam, like
Just now.
Just now. My suitcase is still there. So my mother always makes Hutspot. So it's not HubSpot. It's not the sales channel CRM thing. Hutspot. So it's a mixture between carrots, potatoes, and onions mixed all together.
Yeah.
It's a Dutch. We call it stampot. It's a Dutch dish, and you put like a smoked sausage on it and gravy. We call it jus. Gravy. And that's it.
Well, to be honest with you, if you're going to a high-end French restaurant or high-end restaurant and you go to the chef will put a jus. And so there's French influence coming over to the Netherlands.
Oh, great.
So the
So
jus is a bit more of a posh
aware of,
gravy. Right?
Posh gravy.
Yeah.
But you're aware of a stampot. You know what it is?
I'm not aware of it, no.
No?
No.
Okay, we even have some stampot restaurants. And so I think it's a great thing to do here in London. You should start your Dutch stampot restaurant. So you have boerenkool, sauerkraut kind of
Love a
dish
bit of
with
sauerkraut.
Yeah, it's everything is just mashed.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's it kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your comfort dish.
Yeah.
Nice.
My mother's.
Your mother's comfort. Okay. So that was your last meal on Earth. Perfect. Okay, good. So now we get into some interesting stuff. This is the questions. So this is best hospitality experience.
Okay. Okay, there's something very cool. The cool thing about it is that we can actually do that if we want to, if we just keep on. We're pretty close. Okay, so what you see in the more high-end hotels nowadays is it's kind of it's so simple, but it's so smart. Is that Four Seasons, for instance, Thailand, very expensive, but very nice. So when you enter, they already know, hey, Adam, how are you? Everybody knows who you are. Like not only the people at the counter, but everybody. And if you just play tennis, they're like, hey, did you win? You know, you just play tennis, right?
Okay.
Oh, hey, and then you go to your room and you get all the stuff that you like.
Yeah.
And then when you walk down again, and then hey, did you like the things we put there? We know you like
Nice.
you don't eat sugar, right? So we put all that stuff. It's
Nice.
so simple, but it's about being recognized, right? And that really creates the reciprocity. So you can have all the tech. We could talk about tech for an hour now.
Yeah.
But it's just knowing someone,
Yeah.
and that everybody knows your name and knows what you like, and that feels special. Even if you know it's all thought through, it's all just tech. They have the screen, they have things in the air, but still, you like it. That's my great.
No, I love
Four
that.
Seasons, but
Yeah.
more hotels do that, and I want that for UK hospitality or the European.
Yeah. I think that's that. I was talking at my last podcast. We were talking about, or one of them previously. We were talking about in Europe and Asia and the rest of the world compared to here. If you're going to a hotel, the experience is definitely drilled in. But here, I'm gonna just do this. There we go. Sorry, just move the camera slightly. I mentioned the other day, there's a hotel that we work with called the Broadwick Hotel, and I went there to have a meeting with the guys there, and the two doormen outside. Beautiful hotel. And as you walk up, they said hello, how are you? Have a nice day, and so on. And I left, and then I came back about 2 weeks later for another meeting. Oh, Adam, welcome back. And that I was like, does he know who I am? I mean, I met the staff there, obviously, but they specifically have either tech or the guys they know recognize people. Yeah. And I think that was really nice. But I think they call it surprise and delight. Those little things, little touches to just tee into your experience.
Yeah, but details really matter. Even it's so simple, and it's not even that. I mean, it's nothing, but still, when I use my car and I go to the watch how do you go the streets, the washing,
the car wash.
It wasn't very complicated.
No,
car wash. Maybe you had some kind of fancy.
What's it called? over there?
Yeah, a wasstraat. So
A wasstraat.
a was like a wash street.
Oh, Wash Street. Okay, yeah.
Sorry about that. So my car,
Yeah.
and then we integrate, of course.
Talk about that later.
We integrate with the post, but the post says they recognize my number plate,
Yeah.
and he knows. Okay, he always takes the number 3, and sometimes he buys with the vanilla. So and they already have it on their paying machine. So number 3, right? So
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, and by the way, here this one's from us. It's like 20 cents.
Yeah. That smelly thing.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
I even because I'm integrated, I know how that works. But still, like I like it.
I think it's just the little pieces, isn't it? Those little nuggets of just making things for you. I think that really works. Okay, best hospitality tech, and no self-nom, so you're not allowed to talk about your product. But best tech that I've seen some. You've sent me some actually recently. But best hospitality tech.
But I think it's the same. I think it's the like the top-notch hotel.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, that gave me the made the best impression on me. It's not ours.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yet.
going to talk about me.
Yeah.
But I mean,
We're talking about so basically the segmentation, the profiling, that sort of piece of tech that can really.
I mean, all the I think innovation and all the bells and whistles are very important, of course. But what actually matters is you want some results. So you want things that actually work, and that works. So I think that's the most impressive tech. And it's not out of kind of. But there's like a Dutch brand that has like very cool kiosks. And we have one at the office now. I cannot really I don't want to make this some kind of a commercial thing, but it's very good.
Yeah.
And it's just...
No, you sent me a video. It looks really slick. And then I saw, not that we're allowed to talk about it, but we saw how that all works. It looks pretty clever.
It's nice. And I see also the whole kiosk thing is relatively new for me. Relatively new. Because I used to do partnerships in the Netherlands or Europe. But here in London, kiosk is a big thing because of staff and because people are kind of accepting it now. So yeah, just
is kiosk less over there? Is it slowly coming in, or is it slow adoption?
I think the you see it now in Amsterdam and just the bigger cities, but it was mostly just McDonald's. But now you see more and more brands adopting. But it all has to do with the urgency, of course, because if there's no staff, you kind of need that. And the other and we just willing, maybe the new generation or maybe even you and me, we're fine. We gotta use it, and we're not like offended by anything. It's nice, it's fast. So
and is it sorry to tee over, but is it a lot of cashless? Like no cash, or is it still?
No, if you want to pay cash, you go to Germany.
Yeah.
In the Netherlands,
so a friend of mine went
to my
oh my god!
barbershop.
A friend of mine went to Germany about 3 months ago and took like no money no cash with them at all.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
You literally you don't.
They were running to cash machines the whole time.
Yeah, it's insane. So when there's a Dutch SaaS or tech company say, "Oh, we're going to Germany," they're like, maybe you have to go the other way.
Wow,
because
it's amazing.
It's traditional. It's really traditional. Oh, by the way, I was checking this Brian Johnson podcast. You know him?
No.
He wants to live forever.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah, right. And interesting guy. I take his olive oil, by the way. It's not a commercial, by the way. But okay. And I was looking at the guy who was interviewing him, and it was like like this, and he was like completely straight like this.
Yeah.
So I was looking at it. So I have to sit straight as well.
So upright posture's very important.
Posture's very important.
Yeah, it gives you an extra 2 inches of height. Not that you need it, because he's very tall. Okay.
Yeah. So I sit up straight. So we're talking about tech. Yeah.
So we've done that. That's good. I get that. We did a couple. You did a couple of tech things, which I quite like. The personalization piece, and then the kiosk, which we said.
Yeah.
So we're going to go all the way back. We're going to roll back, and we're going to talk about before or the entry into sales as well and tech. Where did it start? Because we can talk about Piggy afterwards, but I'm interested to know, like, And also,
Me personally,
this
you
is
mean?
you. This is about you, your story, your journey. Was it DJing always? Because he's also a DJ, and we'll put that in the show notes because there's some awesome videos that are online. But where was the journey from? Was it into music first? Was that your first love, and then, or was it music? Or was it sales, and then where did it go?
Okay, I was studying urban planning, and it was very boring. But my brother did it, so I thought, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And so my mother said, just do what your brother does. But you're gonna be like working for the government. So after 2 years, I thought, I'm gonna be working for the government. But I thought I just finish it. Just gonna wrap it up. So I graduated, and then it was like the huge crash. I don't know if you had it here as well. It was like there was like the market crash.
Yes.
It was 2011.
Yeah.
So there was no work, like zero. And then there was a guy I was introduced to. His name was Leendert, and a funny guy. It's like you, like very enthusiastic, opportunistic, entrepreneurial, bit mad, but nice.
Okay, so like me, basically, yeah.
Yeah, like you, basically. Yes, you're very like banter, like Dutch banter.
Yeah.
Even wilder. No, anyway, Leendert Jan van Doorn, if you're watching, and he's a writer now. He doesn't do any, he just writes books now. Okay, so someone said, just give him a call, right? Just give him a call because he knows stuff. So I gave him a call. I said, listen, I got a problem.
Yeah.
I graduated. I have nothing. I work at a gas station now. I'm 18, 19 years old. BP, terrible job. And then he said, "Oh, I have this company called Max Klantenloyaliteit, customer loyalty. Max, small company that sell like loyalty cards with a terminal. Put it in with some CRM, like email gift cards." He said, "Go." So I went to that company. Hello, like 5 people. Everybody very nice. And said, "Yeah, go ahead. Just go and try to sell this stuff." So there's a box, and there's like loyalty in a box. That was the concept. So you had this terminal, some cards. You could just get started. So I was all dressed up like this.
Of course.
Yeah, but that didn't work. So I needed like a tie. So I went to the stores. I had like tears in my eyes, like cold sales, walking with zero experience. Like it was the hardest thing ever, and
so you went door to door, basically.
Door to door, shop to shop, it was so hard. I thought I'm never gonna do sales. It's just so terrible.
Yeah,
but I like to interact with people, and I like to build, and I like to it doesn't really matter what, but I like to grow stuff.
Yeah.
So then I just kept on trying, and then all of a sudden there was kind of I'm gonna fast forward a bit. There was like this project. And people could test it out for free. So it was in Rotterdam. People could test it out for free. But then you have like an intro, right? You could talk to people, which is nice. People could, instead of people closing the door, just talk. And then I like to interact with people. I like these entrepreneurs. I like what they're doing. And then and that project became a bit more successful. So that's why I got hired at Max. Worked there for a couple of years. And then all of a sudden there was Piggy. And we were doing pretty well with Max. Then there was Piggy. Like, who are these guys? And they were going like rocket. Like it was insane. They just went from door to door to door to door. They did what nobody really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right. Really because the competition was a bit older, and there were these young guys that were very entrepreneurial. Sander and Niels, the twins. And Chris, maybe you met him. He does development now, but they just went door to door to door, and they were unstoppable. So
the founders did the door to door.
Yeah,
they literally got on the ground.
Yeah, zero money. Just they even used their own iPads. They put the iPads on the counter, then bought a new iPad, go to the next store. But they were growing pretty rapidly, and there was we were like, but I was like, interesting. It's just fast moving, and then I got some messages from Niels in my LinkedIn. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Because they met me. Yeah. On the streets. So I cannot do that. But years went by, another year went by, and then all of a sudden I met Niels because there was there was an entrepreneur who invited the both of us. So he had a shop, and they were like, "Okay, go tell me who's better."
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
But it was so funny because we thought each other were... It was so interesting that
Yeah.
we met, so we just... We
So you weren't even talking to the customer.
No, we were not talking to the customer.
I
Like,
love
what do you
that.
do? Where you from? Where do you grow? What do you focus on?
Yeah.
And he was so bored. He just walked out.
No.
He just went to do stuff. He
Yeah.
just went back to work.
Yeah.
And we just kept talking. We were like, okay, yeah, this is not gonna work. And then we went out, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I met him a couple of other times. So I said to Leendert, I said, okay, I just need to do something new, something fresh. And they're like, fine, go ahead. Really, it wasn't really a big deal. So I started working at Piggy about 5 years ago.
It was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, but Piggy was completely different. But
Yeah.
we will talk about it later probably. But it was like a completely different situation than it is now. Even like a different product, to be honest.
Yeah. And then music.
Yeah. So I was always going to festivals, for like trance music, and then I discovered hardstyle music because I needed everything to be a bit louder. And then I went to DEF CON 1, first time in 2008. And I thought, this is like, I see all these new faces. It was like a new genre. What if I just jump into, I want to know how it works, right? But I forgot about it. Like 2 years later, I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this. I don't know what they do, but I'm going to do it. So I installed like a DAW. It's like the program where you create hardstyle or music with. So everybody's using a DAW, like Armin van Buuren or... Not Chester, it's not really doing it. But a lot of artists make their music in a DAW. And so I downloaded Fruity Loops and I started just play around and try to make music. So yeah, that's where it kind of started, and that grew out to become like a hobby. And then I started to become a duo with someone else. And we made our first, so we made something, we sent it to a label, Scantrax, and they're like, yo, this is cool, we're gonna release it. So it's 2014.
Awesome.
Yeah, so awesome. And then when you produce music and you release on, it was the biggest hardstyle label of the world, Scantrax, then people want you to perform, right? So you kind of become a DJ because you have...
you create, you're the creating it, right?
You create, and to be honest, that's also the best part of it is the performing part.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just it's so much to tell about. But anyway, it's just I started just to find out how it is. I want to have something for myself, like your own company, just to build your own creative
outlet. It's like a create outlet. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it becomes really serious because there's the label, and then there's a bookings agency, then there's the management, and there's all this stuff. But it's at the end it's just you just want to create something cool.
Yeah.
And then when you see people listening to your music, it's messages from China. I love your track. China, what?
It's awesome.
It's so awesome. And now I'm playing at DEF CON in 2 weeks.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So that's a nice sort of like, and that's a nice story, like a generation story. It's like, nice idea. Let's do it. Did this. So and then do you still do stuff with the partner?
That was not really a good success. Wasn't really a big success. So I started as a duo. It's called Jinxed. I got jinxed.
Oh no. Okay.
So we did that for 2 years. We performed at Decibel Outdoor and DEF CON. It was good, but it wasn't really a match. So I quit that in 2006 already, and then I was like, screw
So
this.
how do you manage this with work as well? Are you still creating in your spare time?
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But because you get that a lot, how do you even mix it up? Yeah, just don't watch 7 series on Netflix or...
Yeah.
Because if you can do a lot of things. Was it Bill Gates who said you can do 5 things properly?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can definitely do 2 or 3 things. So I work all the time. But it's okay. I think you do the same. You just wake up, you go to the office, you fly to London, and then you go home, go to the gym, and then go to the studio, and then you repeat. But it's not a hard thing to do.
Yeah. But the studio piece is the bit you love. Obviously, you love the work what you do, but if you're able to add in a piece of something that you can love, that I think makes you happier as a person.
Yeah,
right.
I also do multiple things.
Yeah, and obviously making you healthy and so on. I think you mentioned I do a few things. Obviously, I'm doing like 5 things. I mean, it's crazy.
500 things.
Yeah, so I'm trying everything together. It's difficult, but I love it. I love what we do. I love meeting people like you as well. This is amazing.
Yeah, but also it's not like that whole DJ music part is that, oh, that's fun, and your partnership Piggy stuff, that is kind of your work to get your. It's not like that. I like this. I like both very much, and especially interacting with people. I like it a lot.
Quick favor here. I'm just taking a quick break on the podcast just to say I would really appreciate if you can click the like or subscribe button. That helps us grow. We're very new, and I would really appreciate it. And on with the show.
I think the difference for you, if you were, because it's different to sitting on a standard desk job, not communicating anyone, being a coder, or like you're stuck in front of a screen, but you have the opportunity to reach out to all different people, and all the time, from partners to customers and so on. So I think it gives you variation, right? I think
Absolutely.
that's a nice piece. And then when did you move into partnerships in Piggy?
So about 2 years ago, I was kind of. This is what happens in Piggy a couple of years ago. We were building a lot of tech, building the CRM and everything. And there was just a spread of customers. So we have weeks, we still have them, but imagine, it's not to brag or anything, but we have a employee loyalty project in the Netherlands with 1,000 staff members. Then there is a WooCommerce in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a hospitality brand in Spain. And so 7 countries, all different. So I had no focus. So there was less request coming in. Follow up, do like a demo. But there was I wasn't energized because it was all over the place. I didn't have my niche. I didn't have my focus. And it was also something that I saw within the company as well. We just wanted to do everything. So we decided to kind of someone else. It was Bart back then. He started this partnership idea where we thought, okay, we just need to focus on specific markets, and then just be very good at that. And so some left because they were just too salesy. And it's just also a cultural change because it's just a completely different way of approaching the market with partnership. Look at what we're doing here. It's completely different than cold calling someone and push some kind of a deal. And that was not my
Your style.
No, I hate that. So everybody focused on, like, a couple of guys went away, a couple of guys focused on their market. So we have someone who focused on e-commerce. So he's like, it's awesome Shopify integration now being launched. We have it with WooCommerce, Magento. It's very cool. But he's focused on that because if I would be doing that, I was like, oh, nice Shopify integration. But I don't understand all the 500 other things that connects to Shopify and the payment and the stuff. And so he's focused on that. And I thought there was Hugo here in the UK. And like, oh, that's interesting. I felt we had like a couple of integration, only like Tavalis, I think, and maybe a couple of other ones, not a lot. So I just went here. And I meet a lot of people. I met you, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And it's very interesting. And I like hospitality. I like UK. I like your banter. I like doing something completely different, speaking in a different language all the time, having to understand a different culture on business. So I thought I'd just go for it. And that gave me a kind of the same thing that I felt with music. It's my own kind of thing I have to learn and have to grind. I have to just work very hard for.
Because it's new. You were new here, right? When you came, you were brand new. No one knew who you were. There's a challenge coming into a new market when no one knows who you are, right?
Yeah, and I hear a lot of people also in the Netherlands say, UK market's very, very hard. And they don't make any decisions about, like, okay, okay, bring it on. I like that, because nobody's going to try it. Then, okay, let's go for it. And because with Piggy, you have a good product, which is helpful. If I would have like a shitty product.
Dude, you could sell ice to Eskimos. I wouldn't worry about that. You'd be like, here's a block of ice. Go buy it. And they'd be like, I'm not sure. And then they'd buy it from you.
They don't need ice. We don't solve a problem, Adam.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. But yeah, I think it's
but it was challenging. I love it.
I think it's nice because you end up having to push yourself. Obviously, understanding the banter, like R&R. Remember we talked about R&R the other day, and you're like, "What the hell is R&R?" So thanks, Sam. And learning different variances of how we speak as well. So I think it's awesome. You've had the great opportunity to hit a market, and it is tough here. There's so many different variations of software and yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Okay, so that's really interesting to understand the journey in. I didn't know you've been Piggy for quite a while. That's a long time.
Yeah, and but there's so much exciting stuff coming.
Yeah.
So I won't be going anywhere soon because
Talk to me where it started, because I remember, I don't know if it was you or Renz was telling me it was originally like the name or the concept of it was originally like a key ring.
Yeah.
And tell me the origins, because that's really interesting to understand where, or was that a concept that it was, then it was changed, or?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to it. I think a lot that's been created now, and maybe also the success has to do with also that part. So
Yeah.
what never happened at Piggy was some huge investment and an idea, and just go ahead and you have all the time in the world, the money, just go ahead and just work on that idea. Just hire 2,000 people and
So you didn't no round funding,
No.
Let's go to Silicon Valley and VC based.
no, zero. So maybe a couple of bucks from parents and some iPads.
Yeah.
Truly. So what happened is, and I wasn't part of that beginning, but what happened is they needed to sell straight from the start to survive.
Yeah.
And when you want to sell, it sounds a bit idealistic, but you need to solve something really quickly. Right? You have to solve something.
Yeah.
Because you cannot, if you go to because it was mostly bakeries and butchers and stuff. If you would walk into the shop and you would, I don't know, some kind of a loyalty fantasy, we got this amazing futuristic, they're like,
I don't need it.
I don't need it,
Yeah.
get out of my store. So what they did was this. So they had a problem, which was all these bakeries and butchers, they had zero tech, no POS, nothing fancy. Some of them had.
Yeah, standard bip.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Or sometimes a bit more advanced, but it still was. But they don't really need it as well. They just said, okay. So tech was meh, and they work with stamp cards, and they had like zero data, and it was like the consumer, another problem, had a wallet with 8 stamp cards and a loyalty card from Max, probably.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
So there was this quite simple. So what they did is they had this idea is that you download a Piggy app as a consumer, a Piggy app. You download, you see all the stores. So you have the bakery, the butcher, the gift store. So you have it all there, and you collect points everywhere. But a big mistake a lot of company made, because every year somebody calls me, even now, got this great idea. So I have this concept, and you can earn points everywhere. And you stack it up, but that never works. Because what happens is I'll spend some money at the butcher, and then the butcher needs to pay, because you need to go to some kind of centralized account. And then it doesn't come back, because like 60-70% of points like evaporate. They don't go anywhere. So that butcher will start, nice idea, nice concept. We can work together with this whole we're going to do something together. That's great.
Yeah, build a community.
But then he pays like 1 or 2 or 3% every month. It's like a lot of money. So that never really works. And then
who would redeem? So you could go to the butcher, but redeem it at the bakery.
Yeah. So exactly. So and then
the bakery ends up paying for you using the butcher.
Yeah. So there's a central account.
Yeah.
The money goes to the bakery, and then but the rest, most of the money is here.
Yeah.
So after 6 months, or when you're lucky, 1.5 years, the butcher's like, what about the money in the? Yeah, we're gonna use it for marketing. So it's like so fake.
Yeah.
But it happens every year.
Yeah.
That idea, and it never.
Look at, I think gift cards. They said that even now that you do gift cards, but gift cards, they say that 25 to 30% people don't redeem gift cards.
Yeah. What about loyalty?
Yeah. Same.
And also, some stores are like perfect for redeeming, and some are perfect for collecting. Right. So you collect everything at the butcher, and you go to the gift store. Anyway. It's not that. That's a big story to say. It's not that. So what happens is you have everything in one place, but you collect, I don't know, at the butcher, bakery, gift store, fashion store. You have one account, but you collect individually.
Yeah.
And when hey, cool, you have Piggy too. So as a customer, I'm entering a gift store. I see an iPad with Piggy on it. Like, hey, you have Piggy too? I want to participate. So they have the data. so they can email me and birthday cards or whatever we had back then. But I could only use the points at the store that I collected them. So there was so two things happened. One is hey, cool. Then I get rid of my stamp cards, right? I got some data and I can start right now. Put an iPad. We had 5 iPads in the car. We just went into a street and we installed them straight away.
Yeah.
That's not like 6 onboardings, 7 calls, and maybe another meeting. No, one sales meeting. You want to have it? Okay, click, and they started. So that's one thing. It solved a lot, and you had this amazing social proof FOMO thing, because once you had like 3 or 4 stores on the Piggy platform, there's like Richard has. Oh really? Yeah, and also Adam also has the with the iPad. Yeah, just see. Now you're part of it as well. Nice. And they had a quick time to value, because in no time they had like 700-800 email addresses, send out their first newsletter.
And that was through Piggy as
everything was Piggy.
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
So yeah, that was the start of Piggy. And there was that they grew very rapidly. But yeah, it changed.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be a hardware vendor really, I guess, as well, because you're managing hardware as a challenge on its own.
Yeah, true. So we provided the iPad. So you got a call. Hey, 70 years ago you gave me this iPad and it doesn't work anymore. You have to give me a new one. But that wasn't the biggest issue. I think the biggest issue was Piggy is still there. So you can, if you go to a Dutch, Piggy's everywhere. So you see it. But
so there's still lots of iPads out there.
Yeah.
What, self scanning? Or is it more the
self-scan? Technically, you can start standalone. It's you don't see that anywhere. But I think Chopaluna here has Piggy standalone, just an iPad on the couch.
I went to the one in where was it? Wembley. I went to one in Wembley.
Yeah, that's yeah. So it works pretty good because that tech is so robust. Because
it's been from the beginning, right?
Yeah, like thousands and thousands of stores. So they have narrowcasting, gift card vouchers, everything is in there. So it's very robust. It survived outside markets, minus 10 degrees, and with greasy fingers. So yeah, that works pretty good. But what happened is we got a pretty loyal development team.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they are very smart. And you might have met a couple of them.
Yeah.
And they've been working. This amazing API and everything is so... And so the tech went pretty advanced. But
from my experience, from seeing it first, when I asked our guys to plug in, they were like, "This is easy," and it's. There are others that we work with that are the same, but there's not many. There's probably 3 partners or 4 partners that we work with on our side. Captive Wi-Fi. On our side, where the integration was like, "Oh, we can do this. This is easy." So I think props to your team. It's pretty easy to plug into.
Yeah. So it's good tech. It just works very good, and they just sometimes we have like 4 or 5 product launches a day, so it's wild. But if you work with a specific group that is so occupied with their day-to-day practice and sometimes a bit old school, there's nothing wrong with that. But then it's like they see it as a loyalty scheme, and we couldn't get out of that image. We're not a loyalty scheme. So the tech was like, we're like more like CRM. You collect your data, connect it to all these things, set up automation.
You had to adjust everyone's expectations of Piggy's not just loyalty, it's more.
Yeah, and also what we were finding out when we were working with bigger brands, we thought, oh, that's so cool. We kind of more alike. So the things you want, that's what we want. We want the no-touch loyalty, payment integration, cool stuff, and so it was kind of a switch, and also technically it was very complicated to have this one platform connected to who's owning the data, and so it was like so it was for the tech team, it was like hard work, and it really stopped them from actually growing
because you've got the old tech and the new stuff they're building, right?
Yeah, so we had to just separate all the accounts at a certain point. Here you cannot imagine that Atis and Sushi Dog or we all work on one doesn't work, right? But that was
and it's owned by the same brand, I guess. But then again, it's still
Yeah, so that so there was kind of a split. So there's still the platform
So
still
the legacy
exists.
stuff's still there.
Yeah, if you want, but you cannot get in the app anymore.
Yeah.
But if you have a Piggy card, you can install it. You don't even need we don't even have a sales team anymore, but you don't need a sales team. You can just get this app of this iPad.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the App Store, download the business app, create an account online,
Yeah.
connect it to, and you get started for free.
And can you self-scan on it, or do you still need to get the business owner to scan?
No, you just push a button, scan.
Amazing.
Yeah. You could do some. So what we did, they developed iPad holder, which is
Swivel. Yeah.
circle. So you put the amount and then showed it, and then they see their rewards and stuff. But we don't need to talk about that. But there was how Piggy started and grew,
Yeah.
and that created all the let's say resources to be able to create what we have been creating the past 3-4 years. And I would never expect it would make this impact here, because we've been, let's say, been in our own bubble with all these expectations.
And especially that you're so well known back home as well.
Yeah.
So coming to here and seeing it, I think it was weirdly a good time. I think you chose a good time to come because I'm in a WhatsApp group. I mean, everyone is asking about loyalty. It's like the latest, greatest tech that has arrived. Everyone and their mother is saying, I want loyalty. So I think you probably came into our space in this country at a really good time.
Yeah. But what is loyalty, Adam?
Oh, yeah. Bribery. I was on a podcast the other day. They said, what is loyalty, or is gift carding or redemption? Is it real loyalty, or is it bribery? Are you bribing someone to come back, or are you actually doing a surprise and delight loyalty? So it's a very interesting comment of what is loyalty. I'm interested. Tell me, what is loyalty?
I think 99% now thinks loyalty is earn and burn. You spend £1, you get a point and get something like that. I think that won't be the case anymore in a couple of years. So looking at the future, if we look at what we're doing now in the e-commerce front, there's no earn and burn. Nobody cares about earn and burn. It's all about emotional loyalty, getting a relationship, understanding a client. So imagine you entering a web shop now, and you would see a completely different web shop than I would, because your size, your favorite color, the things you bought before, maybe even prices.
Yeah.
They know exactly what you like. They ask the right question. They say, hey, I see you live there. What about introducing a friend? What about answering these couple of questions to get this? Hey, what you want? So it's
Better personalization, right?
Yeah, it's like emotional, more like emotional loyalty.
Yeah.
That really, I think that's gonna.
But then you're talking about retail, and I will say that retail, Shopify, and the rest are way ahead. So
in 5 years,
it's coming over. I think that earn and burn is very popular, but I think the surprise and delight, which not just you but most of the platforms will all do, the surprise and delight thing's a really nice piece. I think that is, better. So if you were to go to Sushi Dog, for example, and you've been 5 times and you get your points, but then you turn up and you get, because they did a little while ago, free tater tots.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask for them. I just got them.
Did you scan the Piggy thing on the tube?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, not just that. But I'm talking about even if I've been back a few times, it just popped into your account. So those things that I think brands are doing with a little pop in of little addings of surprise and delight, that I think for me is more loyalty than the earn and burn. Earn and burn's great because you get the emotional connection.
That's a part of it. I think, but I didn't expect it, but I see it even disappear in e-commerce. But I believe it should be part of a loyalty scheme. It's just having a kind of a earn and burn. But if we focus on earning part, then when do you earn a point? And in hospitality, it's still very transactional.
Yes,
which is fine, but it also gives you a lot of limitations, because I'm having conversation with brands. We can take a huge leap forward on data, engagement, retain everything. But then, okay, it connects to Captive, it connects to the POS, it connects to Store Kit. Again, we got this kiosk. Okay, then it's done. Like, okay, so if you focus on transactional loyalty, if one piece is missing, you cannot do anything. But if you earn differently, what about earning points for, I don't know, visits?
Yeah.
What about earning points to do a referral, like you on Instagram, follow you?
Tracking those links and seeing people utilize it even through the retail shop, right? Merch store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's so much things you can do, and you can often also surprise and delight me with, hey, I didn't know I could earn points by visiting you 3 times on a Wednesday, or
because you might find that if someone, talking a little bit bumping for me, but if someone goes to visit one of your clients and we have our integration, if they visit 3 times and they didn't buy, but their friend was taking them out for lunch, but they still went, then you can potentially give them that surprise and delight. Oh, you came 3 times. Awesome. You don't see the transaction through the POS or through the ordering platform, but you know they came.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really interesting point.
Yeah, and it's great that we can already write down some flows. Like, okay, let's like an idea. What if I would go to Lucci, like one of the Accra restaurant groups, and I would do a referral. I would say, I will do a referral with Piggy. Adam should really visit. You actually visit. We can track it. I will be rewarded, and I will remain, let's say, on a receiving end or whatever. Because if you keep on, you can still, and so that's an idea.
Add additional tier, basically. So you invite other people. And
yeah, but also
we can do the proof, right? You can do the proof via the POS. If they
we can do it. That's the fun.
And you can do the proof
part.
via the Wi-Fi as well. It's really clever.
So that's I think that's the fun part, and that's the biggest challenge now that you need to solve in hospitality, is not being too not want to have all these new flashy idea, because of course AI is interesting, blockchain is interesting, but it's like, it's a buzzwords. Because I see a couple of brands having, we have AI now, but what do you actually mean with that? AI is so huge.
Yeah.
Is it you have ChatGPT or you have a chatbot that answers certain question? What does it even mean? I think the most important thing
It's
now,
a good buzzword to add into your website, right?
yeah, it's bullshit, because it's
You can't just add an API into ChatGPT and say I have AI.
No, and
Right?
it's more than that, because you can imagine you will have you have 7 cool QSR things here in London, right? And so you have all this POS system. Do you care about me having AI integrated, or do you want stuff to work?
I think there's a few questions around that. I think if someone says to me, we have machine learning that can do this, this, and this, then I'm super interested. If the machine, because machine learning is AI realistically, but if someone says we have ML and we pull this data in, we do this, and we analyze, and we use this through the code that we've built, then I'm like, wow. But if someone comes to me and say, oh, we've got AI, we can do stuff.
Yeah, but 100%. But what I'm trying to say is that it's already very challenging to have tech that is easy to work with, easy to integrate, and always works. That's already, I see it when we have to work with certain integration when it's not your tech and it goes wrong. It's like, whoa, it's like so frustrating.
Well, I think the challenge you have is now, is what you've said earlier, is the platform's there, great, and it's a good platform. But now you have the challenge of, okay, we need to plug in. And you're open, which is great. And there are other POS and other platforms out there that are open. But I'm talking to other POS providers last week, and they're like, I said, what happens when Uber? What happens when Uber Eats changes their API?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, they usually tell us, but sometimes they won't. So we see when it breaks, because you're now taking that section of we're going to plug in. You have to, I guess that the devs are now even more stressed because they get to see when things don't work. The customer doesn't really see it, but you guys will see when a link fails and so on. I mean, that's even more stressful, right?
Yeah, and I think that's I think that we are now on a point that the tech team just created something that's very good, and it's very, you can trust it, you can work easily. It's easy to operate, and it does the things it needs to do. And of course, we're looking at all the developments everywhere, like the AI and so. But I think, our greatest asset is that this is maybe the first loyalty CRM that is really easy to work with, and you can kind of trust.
As you said, I think you mentioned earlier, customers can go click, point, and start.
Sorry?
I guess customers can click, point, and start. Like the 3 steps, and you're in.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really nice piece. Okay, we talked a little bit about.
A challenge is right. I got one more.
Yeah, go on.
Because one of the biggest challenges in loyalty is onboarding clients, right? To get people on board. And I think it's very important to focus on that you have like a zillion ways to, and that's why I'm very happy with the integration we have. And that's kind of that's the thing we're going to have this touchless thing, right?
Yeah.
Touchless loyalty. But this is like a very important piece. So I will be entering a restaurant, log into the Wi-Fi, automatically be generated as a loyalty member, or I would scan, for instance, StoreKit. I will be automatically be generated as a loyalty member.
Or scan on the till. There's 3 points of entry, right?
Yeah, there's already 3, and you have QR codes on the window.
Yeah,
that's a Piggy form. Okay, you can do that like that.
I have to just interrupt you one thing to shout out Attis here. They're opening they're in Regent Street now, but the giant QR code they've put on entry, I've been telling everyone about that. It is genius. It's like a giant, humongous, elephant-sized QR code. As you walk in, you will not miss it. And I think for them and their team to do that is amazing. There's little tableside cards you can do, and you can make it general. But let's shove it in your face because I want to give you I want to let you to benefit. So as you walk up, you see it. I think that's a really nice. But you're right. There's 3 points, but there's more, right? More coming because you've got more bits that have.
Yeah, 100%. So Wi-Fi, because also we're looking at payment, of course, but also online. If I would go to your Instagram, go to link in bio, sign up. There's a widget. You can build your own widget in your dashboard, right? There's a way of signing in there. You can do imports, obviously. And also you can get the data from Booking now because there's a new beta version. You can get all the bookings information.
So you've got booking tracking, order at table tracking, Wi-Fi tracking, QR. Is there more?
Online, of course, your web shop.
And online.
I think there's more. Probably forget a couple, right?
Yeah. That's amazing.
But I mean...
You're trying to make the point of entry easier. Right?
Yeah, otherwise, because traditionally, okay, we go back to Max klantenloyaliteit, so where I started working. The best way back then was actually shove a paper under someone's nose and a pen, just write down your details, and we will do the rest. Yeah. Because people, you have to go online, sign up. People don't do that. No. Or you have to go to the corner over there. People don't do that. So you have to make it like insanely easy. So there was this paper. You can do it straight away on the spot, and then we send it out to a lady, and they put it all in the CRM. So that was one way. Then of course there was the iPad, but all the people are confused. And so you need like when I have a conversation with a potential new client or a new client, we go to like 3 steps, and the first of them is. We're not going to discuss the whole loyalty CRM engagement thing because it's got to get so big. Yeah. Then it's I need automations, and for what? Yeah, retention, and then okay, let's have another 20 meetings and don't get started. So we focus on attract. So that's why you get a lot of referrals because I ask, hey,
thank you.
How do we gonna get?
We always get referrals from loads of other people, but I appreciate yours, of course.
No, but it's helpful for us as well.
Of course. I mean, the benefit for everyone is the more data you can have, the more added value the client sees, right?
Yeah, and it's seamless for the business owner as well. So first conversation is about with our onboarding team is about attract. So how do we get the data in? Well, we got 10,000 email addresses in MailChimp. Okay, put it in. We put like artists, put QR codes on site. Okay, that's another one. Would you like to have maybe an iPad somewhere? No, we don't like that. Okay, fine. What do you want next? Oh, we have this order and pay. We have this click and collect. Okay, so we connect everything, and then...
So then they see the flow of the data coming in, and then you can... So your onboarding team work with them to actually build that out.
Yes, like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have that set up, and then it's cool to see, hey, you see the people,
flow.
Yeah, you see, hey, now what can we do next? Okay, now we're going to engage. So we got this group. We're going to create segments automatically. So we have people coming in. Hey, we got vegans, we got males, we got female, we got...
Oh, because not only that, you've got if you're scanning on the till, you've got all the transactional items. if you're ordering at table, you've got the transactional items, so you know what they're ordering.
Yeah,
specifically.
it depends on the integration, I
course.
must say, because not all integration partner connect the products, but some of them do. But that's one of the features. But you can also just ask, just a form.
Yeah.
So you create segments, tiers, and then, okay, now we're going to engage. That's the next thing. We're not going to engage like with zillion emails. Okay, we do a welcoming campaign. Welcome, put your card to your wallet. You've created your own wallet pass, and okay, that's that. Hey, this is how it works. We would like to know a little bit more about you. Answer these questions. You get 250 points. That's the loyalty rule. So that's it. And then you might want to send a voucher, like Azura or Lucci is doing. Just onboard and send out a voucher and see what happens. That's it. And once you get a hang of that, and then the next step will be all the retained parts, like the automations and the points for visiting me on a Monday and the tiers. But not yet. It's just step by step. Just attract, engage, and then retain.
Yeah.
But you have all the time in the world. Just it's okay.
You've got the data already. I think the challenge sometimes is that people want to go all out, but if you take a slow approach to it.
Yeah, and you get the argument. If I want to start good.
Yeah.
Then we start like this. Because it's not good to start like with all bells and whistles.
But then what do you do? What do your team do? Because there's a challenge when someone goes from one other platform that has the bells and whistles, and they come over. I think what you're saying is actually quite nice to start slow, and then see how the flow works. See the flow of data, because that's important. You don't want to annoy everyone straight off the bat. So that's quite nice. So then those three stages, and they're different types of obviously onboarding meetings, right? But if someone wants to just go straight away, they can obviously do what they want to do, right?
There's a nuance, because when there's someone moving from a different platform to this, it's quite strange to take all the benefits away. So we need to be smart, but then it's a lot of work, and then you're gonna make mistakes here and there because it's just so much to do at once.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more stressful, but sometimes that's what you need to do. But we prefer it just step by step, and then grow as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so let's talk about, we talked a little bit about the future because you mentioned it earlier, but let's talk about the future. So you said like Earn and Burn's probably going to sort of tee off a little bit. What do you see for like the next 5 years as well? What other stuff, I don't know if you're allowed to mention more bits that you guys are doing or coming, as well as the future? Like, can you share some stuff that's happening? Like, I don't know if you're allowed to, but
of course.
Yeah. What's
I think
coming?
even our roadmap is going to be public soon, so it's not very. I cannot tell. Okay,
this might be edited out.
Yeah, I mean, there's
what's
a lot
coming?
So I think the biggest thing for us is a name change.
Yes, I was. Yes, okay.
Yeah, because Piggy's cute here in the UK because it's new.
Yeah,
but in the Netherlands it's not new. Piggy is an iPad.
Yeah, you guys do the iPads.
Yeah, so a lot of big brands. So if we would have let's say a Black Sheep coffee in the Netherlands, they would never go for Piggy, because they think Piggy is like a thing for the butchers.
Yeah.
And you kind of never lose that image. You lose it sometimes, but it's very hard to just... So we're going to change the name. It's going to be Lead with a T.
Okay.
Stream.
Yeah.
And
stream?
Yeah, so it has to do with some kind of a flow, like a water flow thing. And also because it was available.
.io or .ai.
.com. So it's going to be Lead. It's very exciting, and it's to really show that we are actually like a SaaS.
You're more grown up now, basically. So what you're saying is that you've come to a stage where you want to be, and also I get that the back home you want to change to that brand.
Yeah, but actually all the brands here in the UK, they actually are, let's say, working with Lead. So that's our whole new thing. It's focused on integrations.
Yeah.
Really focused on a tech stack. So does it actually work?
Frictionless. I like
frictionless and not from a platform idea. You have all the freedoms in the world. You can do whatever you want. You have your support. So that's Lead. So that's actually what we've been doing here. So you are the future.
We're the future.
So yeah, and for this podcast, I mean, I think what's very interesting is the movement we have on the e-commerce front, and I'm not very involved, but I learn a lot from that. I try to implement it here, see what's cool there. So you have this omni-channel is already out. You have like different
Massive word, omnichannel. It's huge.
Yeah, but the omni-channel is even replaced with a new word.
Oh.
I forgot. Yeah, it's.
I don't know. Okay, I'm going to add it into the show notes. You'll tell me because I want to know the new word for omnichannel.
I have it here on my phone.
Okay.
Can I watch?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Because it's more. It's like it's more data than just your shop and your web shop. It's also your movements online and stuff.
I'm going to do this.
What are you doing?
The crickets are making a noise.
Cricket. Oh yeah, it's unified loyalty.
There you go. You get a
Thank
little
you
clap
very
for that. Unified loyalty. Okay.
Yeah, just Google it. But it gets all your data. Everything works seamlessly. Your social media behavior, how you click, how you
So
behave.
is that the homepage of the website? Leet.
No, it's just a new. It's just an omnichannel. It's just a omnichannel. It's just an e-commerce thing. That
Yeah.
like, hey, that's interesting. I thought omnichannel was very cool, but now we have this new thing.
I like unified loyalty.
Yeah. So that's and what I would love to see in hospitality here, and we're working very hard on that. Is that we were talking about the seamless experience. So let's just name a brand like Crust Bros, for instance. Let's say Joe. Hi, Joe. If you're
Great
watching.
pizza.
Great pizza. One of the best pizzas. I've heard you say it's the best pizza, like from 8 different restaurants already. They have the best burgers. You're like an American.
Those questions are coming.
You're like an American. Everything is either the best or the worst.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah,
It's very straight down the line here. It's either good or bad. It's nothing
Yeah.
in the middle.
And they're just like, it's just what it is.
Yeah, it's
but-
nice.
But Crust Bros is amazing. I like the bread. I like the tone of voice and the product. So anyway, I would book a. It's not there, but it's what I would love to see is you do a reservation, maybe Rest Diary or
Yeah.
7 rooms, and it's already in their POS.
Yeah.
Right? So it's already sent to Tissel, Lightspeed, Tavalis,
Yep.
Toast. And so I will be entering the restaurant and having a good time, and I will leave, and everything has been taken care of. I don't need to scan my wallet pass.
Yeah.
So they say, hey, Adam,
Thanks so much for visiting.
Yeah, thank you very much for visiting.
So the conversation I had with, I don't remember who it was now, but we talked about touchless loyalty, and that I think is a massive thing that needs to happen. But touchless loyalty is what you said. You've walked in, you've gone to QSR, for example, you've paid, you've left, you already got it's all done. You don't need to do anything. You shouldn't need to. The customer shouldn't need to do anything.
Yeah, but there's a discussion there because I think it really solves something in a restaurant because they don't have to have another scanner.
Correct.
The thing is with QSR, but also with kiosk, it's also a way to engage. So if you take that all away, it's like, it's technically perfect, but I have zero engagement with my customer.
But
on loyalty.
if you look at the Adyen style integration we talked about ages ago, when they pay, you could do something with that as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if I would I don't know, maybe Farmer J.
Yeah.
I have this kiosk. It doesn't work like that, but technically, let's say you would want to see, hey, bam, this is dead. This is dead. Now you take the opportunity to engage.
I think for me, as you mentioned earlier,
And then,
when you go into
notification.
retail, you go to the website and it knows your favorites.
Yeah.
You sort of want that. QSRs are different. I understand what you're saying. QSRs, you probably do need to do something to the kiosk to get that personalization in. But wouldn't it be nice if you scanned it and then it showed all of that stuff?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is not that we need to do it technically. You need to because otherwise it doesn't work. It also has a function. It also because you doing something is also kind of it's an interaction.
Yes.
That might also be important. Is you seeing stuff and hey, getting a notification, and you have to I have to put so that has a value. But sometimes it is not working in a certain concept. So you have to walk to the POS, but like it's very easy to when you are at maybe at Sushi Dog, you just scan your card and you see stuff. So this has value. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
It's just like an interaction.
It's a transactional way of doing it.
Yeah, and also it makes you aware of what you're doing. If everything is automated, they're going fine at that point. So I don't
Yeah.
care.
I get that. I think when you have brand loyalty, and you talked about the emotion piece, if you build that emotional connection with brand loyalty, people will immediately get out their phone and their wallet when they arrive. So I think that's one. Is if you can create education to the customer so they understand how the journey is, then you're evoking the emotional connection part or the loyalty piece, so they know when they're walking up, their phone's already out. Because people's phones, people are doing Apple Pay and whatever else, so the wallet's out already. So as they come up to the till, for example, if they're not doing kiosk and they're going up to till and they want to scan, they've got advertising everywhere. Use loyalty, use loyalty, use loyalty. So I think that's a really big piece. People don't do that. But I think the restaurant piece that you mentioned earlier, that would be great to have that one single point, point of connection. Res, Wi-Fi, POS, all done. Or even if they haven't scanned in the POS, you said you go eat for dinner, you book through the reservations, you connect to the Wi-Fi. You got 3 or 2 points. So yeah, connects to the Wi-Fi. So you got 2 points of presence already. So you've booked and you've arrived. If you could have that come straight back into your, your wallet, your platform, or send a thank you.
Yeah, and then we go back in our conversation to Four Seasons.
Yeah.
Then the staff member says, "Hey, Adam, hope you had a great time. They know your name."
Yeah.
And maybe they even have more information, like an earpiece.
So I tell you something. Ages ago, I don't know if this is ever going to happen, but I was at an event.
Or there's already your favorite wine on the table or drinks. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the res platforms. Most of them, if you build the profile nicely, it does that. And so most of the platforms have like a little. It depends if you do it, but the nicer restaurants you go to here will have a little printer next to their res iPad, and when you arrive, they press arrived, and a little printer will come out. A little chit printer pops out and says, "Lawrence doesn't need sugar. He's a healthy man, well dressed. Give him compliments on his hair, And that little piece what you mentioned, same as the Four Seasons, right?
Look what you created already. Look at me smiling, so loyal now.
And but I talked to. It was it was about 3 years ago now, or I don't remember. And they talked about, I don't remember which reservation platform it was, but they were talking about either having smart glasses or having an earpiece in.
Earpiece.
So the smart glasses will map the venue. So as you're walking to the table, the glasses show you who they are, what each person, like what that table's doing, or the earpiece will read into your ear using some machine learning or a robot saying, you're at table 15. This person, it's this person's birthday and so on. They like this wine. So you're being told. But you can sort of do that with the piece of paper.
Yeah, but you want everything to... Because everybody's doing a piece of it.
Yes.
You want everything to be kind
together.
But it's possible. Matt, okay, let's go a step further.
Go on.
So we've been doing this. We got this ideal situation. Let's cross-promote. Let's keep it like in this example. I did a booking, eating pizza. Everything is already taken care of. They said, "Hey, Adam, Lawrence, you're low carb, so you get some kind of a low carb pizza." I don't know if it exists.
Yeah, I think Pizza Express did one where they cut a hole in the middle and put salad.
Oh, perfect.
So you sort of get half a pizza with a salad. I don't know if they still do it, but they did.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And we do all that stuff. But what the owner, Joe, also did was he had his Piggy CRM. He put all his staff in there, gave them a custom attribute staff, and he has a loyalty program running for his staff. So when they actually recognize people and they can earn points when they work.
So you can track that as well.
So we can, you can. What you do is because you know that when you put data in and you give them a custom attribute, for instance, vegan, you only get vegan emails, you only get vegan rewards, you only see the vegan rewards.
So is it something that you'd want or something that is being done?
It's already there. We have employee loyalty.
Yeah.
So you create different loyalty rules.
If you've got the integration into the POS, you know which table and server that has been given. So if that person gives,
But you can also start very basic. So there's this nice to have, but there's also it's not a great word. But there's also what you do now is your employees and you create loyalty rules. It's not
I think that's great.
Yeah, but loyalty rules could be you bring in a new staff member, you work on Saturdays, you recognized 80 people, this is your
Or
revenue.
you've done training, or you've all that sort of stuff.
All these and you earn points, and those points will be you have a landing page on your website. You can create it for free. It's in your dashboard. Contact portal. You see the rewards. It's external, so it will lead you to a web shop to get, I don't know, Amazon or whatever.
That's
so
cool.
it's because it wouldn't make sense to give people a free pizza if work at or give people points if they spent money on pizza in your pizza place.
So what you've mentioned, which is a really big point, because we had Jonah from Blend last week or the week before, and we're talking about retention. So you're actually now helping with retention.
Yeah.
So reward your staff, retain your staff. You could even plug it into training, right?
Yeah.
Plug it into training platforms. If they complete X training, then they get loyalty rewards.
Yeah. In the Netherlands, we plug into a couple of those training tools, or just those. We have those integrations, but also with something like this, it's like a world on its own, right? So it's not really my niche.
Yeah.
Because when you go down that route, it's like 800 different
endless.
companies you need.
Yeah.
But still, you can. Even now, we have employee loyalty at Piggy. It's very simple. Just a couple of loyalty rules. You get some notification. It's just fun.
Yeah.
And you get, I don't know, you can go skydiving or get a training. Or
I need to work at Piggy skydiving. It's great.
I never used any of my points, so I'm like the example of the like.
When do
like
they expire? I'm kidding. Okay.
Oh no, good question. They're probably already.
That's the rules internally. I think that's really interesting. I think that would be really cool to. Oh, that is cool to help you retain your staff, have that employer loyalty in place.
Okay, if there's somebody watching this podcast and who wants to have.
Loads of people are watching the podcast.
No, I mean with a restaurant.
Yeah.
And he wants to try out this. He can try it out for free. Just because of this podcast, go ahead, do an import of your staff, create 4 or 5 loyalty rules. I know, bring a friend, work on Saturdays, birthdays, and we create 3 rewards. He can have it.
Amazing.
You can try it.
Well, so then, okay, so tell the people how they find. I don't know if they find you, how they find Piggy. Where do they find you guys?
In the Netherlands, no, just go online, create an account. We get a notification that you create an account.
Where do they go? What's the website?
www.piggy.eu.
EU. Nice.
Or NL, both works. But you can also Google Piggy loyalty. Anyway, but you can just create a free account, and then you have your free account, and you can play around with it, and you can schedule a call with me if you're from here, and I can show you around. And if you want to have that employee loyalty part, there's a giveaway. It's like a giveaway.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks. I get the first giveaway on my podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
really. Yeah. So this is a giveaway. 2 restaurants have employee loyalty for a year for free.
There we go. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also like it because it helps me in my work.
Yeah.
Because then I have employee loyalty somewhere in the UK.
I think that's great. I think employer loyalty is really important. As I mentioned, it's so hard to keep your staff. Not keep your staff, but it's so hard to retain at the moment here. It's if you can add anything to bolster the morale, bolster your staff, help them do more training, enforce that that in your business. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
There's a different relationship. It's culturally a bit different. Staff.
It's a massive relationship difference
in the Netherlands and the UK.
Oh, I thought you meant as in like from staff to public, like from your guests to the staff. But talk to what's the differences?
I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't know if I can say it, but I think it's about respect.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the people working in restaurants, they deserve maybe a bit more respect than they're getting from customers.
Yeah.
And maybe because London is a very fast-moving city, that might also have to do with it.
Crazy.
It's not like no banter. It's not like
it depends. It depends where you go. I
go everywhere.
I think
they're friendly, but it is
outside London is very different to inside London.
Yeah.
So outside London is a slower pace.
But you don't see a lot of.
No one's got time here. Everyone wants to go. They leave. They've got like less than an hour to go run, queue, and there's no kiosk, and they want to stand in the sandwich shop. They've got 30 minutes or whatever it is to do. And obviously people are ordering online more as well. So I think we had a client of ours years ago. They would do 1,000 burritos in an hour, and that was in the city. 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just crazy. You don't have time. You're like, you know. So
Maybe it's just that, but
I think if you go to the suburbs
having a
of London,
conversation with someone who is serving you,
yeah,
it's more practice in the Netherlands.
but you're speaking to more people outside London now, like others. There are some. You are.
Yeah.
And do you
10%.
find that? And they're not. And the QSRs as well as the casual dining, I think they've got more. Do they have more time to have the conversation and talk about this? Or
Okay, so you think it's purely time? It's not culture.
I think it's culture as well. I think the challenge you have here is that London's like New York. It's so fast paced. It's in and out, in and out. So how do you need that touchless loyalty to just even get somewhere?
Yeah.
Because it's like look at Pret. You go into
you
Pret,
need
you
tech
get your
to be
sandwich.
more personal.
Yeah, you do. But if you go into a sandwich shop, you buy it, and you're out. You're done in 30 seconds. So I think before the pandemic, it was some of the coffee shops we have here and some of the restaurants we had here was very much. It was different from my experience. You'd go into places and you'd have a big smile and so on. The workforce was different.
Okay, when you are in the Netherlands, we're gonna visit 15 stores.
Yeah.
In Amsterdam, where it's very busy. And then I wonder if you see any difference in the interaction and relationship.
So I'll say one thing that Scott from Auden Hospitality said, and also LP from Red Cat from Australia. Scott went to Australia for a month, and I mentioned to the LP as well. Scott said, if you go to any shop, anywhere, restaurant, coffee shop, whatever, bike shop, whatever it is, anywhere, he goes, in hospitality in Australia, they're there for a career. So it is a career. So it's a building the career, and they will do whatever they can to make that customer journey amazing.
Yeah.
And you probably have the similarity to, and I spoke to someone in the US last week, and they said it's like some people are in hospitality, and it's them for life.
Yeah.
So they build that career.
Yeah, yeah.
But then there's others, and there's lots of others because the workforce is changing, where it isn't a career; it's just a job.
Yeah.
So I think that's a challenge where you have here as well. So some people, you go in, you have an amazing experience, and some places you go in and it's just a transaction. So I think maybe in the Netherlands it's similar to elsewhere, where you're in hospitality to build your career. You want to go up and roll it. So it's the whole solution is being part of the ecosystem and wanting to help the brand expand. So maybe that's what you see as well. But I think
I think it's also. I think
we're
it's a
very
mixture.
compact here, right? Like it's super compact.
Insane. Everything is like times 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a challenge really as well. So you're competing with everything. Triple the workforce. So I think we'll try it when we can. We'll do the comparison.
No, but it's a mixture. But 100% is like, okay, it's just my day job, and I'm studying, so I will be out of here. Then there is the let's say the business owner.
Yes.
And I see a lot of brands, also like Sushi Dog. I think also like Eat the Bird, very cool brand as well. Check it out. They really focus on their.
I'll add it in the show notes. Don't worry.
Yeah, but they focus on the staff, see how they do cool stuff, and hey, put like a little bit of sunlight on them. So that's one thing. So give them. They're very important. I mean, if there wouldn't be any staff during lunch, then your whole business over. So they really focus. Hey, look at how amazing they are. So that's, I think, you create reciprocity, but also even if it's busy, even if it's a big line, even you can still be friendly, right? You can still just be nice to someone who's helping.
Are you saying we're not nice?
You're nice,
Honestly.
but I mean, but some like very.
But it's stressful. It's stressful.
Very stressful.
You don't have. Tell me, Sushi Dog, for example, or Atis or whatever. If there's a line of 50, 60 people queuing, would you if you went back to the Netherlands, and you had a line of would you see a line of 50, 60 people queuing for a brand?
I think it's easier for me if I would be working at one of those brands. My job would be more amazing if I have some positive interaction.
Yeah.
And less stress.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that's the challenge. The challenge here is I think it's so compact. There's more people per brand. If they only had 20 people like coming in and coming out, I think you'd be. But the stress is provide the best product, provide the best service. But when you've got, it's an interesting conversation. I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
How did we get there anyway?
I don't know. we varied off. Okay, so we are at the end. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Go on. Yeah, and yeah,
Amazing.
we're at the end. Thank you. I really appreciate your time, and it's
Did
really
I say
interesting.
anything interesting?
No,
I say
it was
anything?
really boring. It was a super boring conversation. No, really interesting. Talking about unified loyalty. I like that.
Yeah, go
that's
Google. I had to Google it too. No, it's more than omnichannel, right? It's
I
next
like
level.
that. So the last piece of here is 2 questions for the next guest. I won't tell you who it is, but 2 questions. Could be anything. You could be a whole new theme. You don't have to worry about the current themes.
No.
But anything you like. 2 questions for the next guest.
Okay. First, imagine yourself being a DJ, and you have 10,000 people in front of you playing at a huge festival. What track would you definitely play?
I like that.
You only have one. You can
Opening
only name
track.
one to get people all jacked up.
Yeah.
Jacked up, is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Second question. What do you actually think about, like truly think about people from the Netherlands? If you're being 100% honest, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Dutch people.
The chips.
I got a question for you as well.
The chips and the sauce.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god,
the mayonnaise.
that mayonnaise is just mint. That's me.
Yeah, is it
Amsterdam
sweet?
and the mayonnaise. Amsterdam with fries and the mayonnaise.
Yeah, and it's sweet as well. It's
I just
not
bought
like,
one. I bought the Heinz one. I found it in a shop.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not sour. It's
No,
sweet.
it's, just like, it's got like mustardy bits in it. It's like mustardy and anyway. But yeah,
Yeah. I had a question for you as well.
you can ask me a question. You're allowed.
No, I forgot. You won't tell me about your next guest.
No,
No?
sorry. I've sort of forgotten.
No, it's okay.
It's all a blur. I did last week was a lot. But listen, thank you so much.
What's
go on.
what's your favorite project we've been doing together till now?
I won't say project, but I like the favorite piece you've just done is the visits. So to enable the automation on those visits is game changing because
Yeah.
that really makes everything different. So for that piece is really nice. I like. I obviously appreciate everything that you've done for us, and obviously we're a partner. But I like. It's nice to see the change of the product. So for me, the thing I like about the product is that you are, as you said, you're rolling stuff out, which is cool. But I like the visits and the booking.
Yeah.
Once that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So that's
and
for me.
it's kind of in our DNA just to what really needs to be solved.
Yeah.
This from
I
way
like
back.
that. I like that you're finding something to solve, but we're going on, and we can't go on for too long. So I'm going to do.
I wanna go on.
I'm going to do a DJ set next. All right, I'm going to do a big round of applause. I really appreciate you for coming. Thank you so much. This is Lawrence from Piggy. Check him out on piggy.eu. You can find him on LinkedIn as well. Get your free trial. And this is episode 11. Very excited. So this will probably come out in a couple of weeks or so. So thank you again. Thank you for coming. And say thank you and wave goodbye to everyone.
Thank you very much. Also, thank you, Adam. I've learned so much from you.
Oh, thanks. I've learned from you too.
No, but you really helped me understanding the market for the past, let's say, year. So it's helpful. Thank you very much.
No,
Thank
pleasure.
you very much.
Always good to have WhatsApp chats.
And don't forget to follow Revive. Revive.dj
Oh, is that okay? Revive.d. I'll put it in the show notes
on Instagram.
I might put a little snippet into the end of it if you give me a video.
Yeah, otherwise they think I'm doing weddings and stuff.
Are you?
You have to, no. It has to be cool.
You can have cool weddings. All right. Thank you
Okay.
very much. That's Lawrence. We're done.